Most people get this wrong when they try to start a company in Greece. They assume it is just paperwork and a quick registration online. But here's the truth no one tells you. In Greece, the order of steps, the legal structure you choose, and even how your documents are prepared, can decide whether your company opens in a few days, or gets stuck for weeks. And if you are watching this, you are probably planning to start a business in Greece in 2026. Maybe you are a foreign entrepreneur looking for an EU base. Maybe you are moving from India, the US, or the Middle East. Or maybe you are just exploring options for expansion. Either way, this guide will walk you through everything step by step in a simple, practical way. By the end of this video, you will know exactly how to register a company in Greece, which structure to choose, how taxes work, what it costs, and the mistakes that delay most new founders. And stick around, because in a minute I'll show you the company structure most foreign entrepreneurs choose in Greece to legally reduce tax complexity and simplify setup. Now let's start from the beginning. Greece is becoming an increasingly attractive destination for entrepreneurs. It offers access to the European Union market, relatively low operating costs compared to Western Europe, and improving digital business systems. But here's the problem. The system is still bureaucratic if you don't know how to navigate it. So step 1 is understanding the types of companies you can create. In Greece, the most common business structures are the sole proprietorship and the private company known as an IK, which stands for Idiotiki Kefalaiouchiki Eteria. Now don't let the name confuse you. The IK is basically the Greek version of a limited liability company. It is the most popular choice for startups, small businesses, and foreign founders. There is also the SA structure, which is used for larger corporations, but most beginners never need it. So let's keep it simple. If you are an individual freelancer or testing a small idea, you might consider sole proprietorship. But if you want protection, scalability and credibility, the IK is the better choice. Now, here's where it gets interesting. The IK structure does not require a very high minimum capital, which makes it accessible for most entrepreneurs. That is one of the reasons it has become the default choice in Greece. Now let's move to step 2, which is choosing your company name. This sounds easy, but in Greece, name availability is checked through the General Commercial Registry, known as GEMI.I. So before you commit to branding, you need to ensure your company name is unique and compliant. For example, imagine Alex wants to start a tourism business called Aegean Travel Experts. Alex must first verify that this name is not already registered, and that it does not conflict with existing trademarks. Now here's a mistake many beginners make. They spend weeks designing logos and websites before checking legal name availability. Then they have to rebrand later. That is wasted time and money. So always start with legal validation first. Next comes step 3, choosing your business activity code. In Greece, every business is classified using activity codes known as CAD codes. These define what your company is legally allowed to do. This is important because your taxes and licensing depend on it. For example, if Jake wants to run an online marketing agency, he must select the correct CAD code for digital services or consultancy. If he chooses the wrong one, he may face tax classification issues later. Now here's where most people fail. They choose codes that are too narrow or too broad without understanding future expansion. So always think ahead when selecting your business activity. Now let's move to step 4, preparing your documents. To register a company in Greece, you typically need identification documents, proof of address, and sometimes a tax identification number, depending on your residency status. If you are a foreigner, this step can take a bit more time because you may need additional verification or translation of documents. Now here's the key point. Greece often requires official translations for foreign documents. So do not assume your English documents will be accepted automatically. Now, step 5 is opening a tax file number, known as AFMD. This is extremely important. Without an AFM, you cannot legally operate a business in Greece. Think of it like your business tax identity number. For individuals who are not Greek residents, obtaining an AFM may require a representative or specific procedures through tax authorities. Now here's a retention moment. In a minute, I'll show you the exact reason most foreign entrepreneurs get stuck at this stage and how to avoid delays completely. But first, let's continue with the company formation process. Step 6 is drafting the company statutes. This is where your company structure is legally defined. It includes ownership shares, management rules, and operational structure. For an IC company, this is a required legal document. It is usually prepared with the help of a lawyer or legal advisor. For example, John wants to start a software company in Athens with 2 partners. Their statutes will define who owns what percentage, who manages the company, and how profits are distributed. Now here's where it gets interesting. Many disputes between founders in Greece happen later because they rushed or poorly defined their company statutes at the beginning. So clarity here is critical. Next comes step 7, registering with GEMII. Once your documents are ready, your company must be registered with the General Commercial Registry. This is the official moment your company becomes a legal entity. After registration, you receive a unique company number, and your business officially exists under Greek law. Now here's the important part. Registration alone does not mean you can start trading immediately. You still need tax activation. So let's move to step 8, tax registration. Once your company is registered, you must activate it with the tax office. This ensures your company is recognized for taxation, invoicing, and VAT purposes. VAT registration is particularly important if your business exceeds certain thresholds or operates internationally. For example, if Alex runs an e-commerce business selling across Europe, VAT compliance becomes essential from day one. Now here's the problem many beginners face. They ignore VAT planning until they start invoicing, and then they realize they are not properly registered. That creates compliance issues. So always align tax registration early. Next is step 9, opening a business bank account. In Greece, you need a dedicated business bank account for your company transactions. This ensures financial transparency and compliance with tax authorities. Banks may require your company documents, tax number, and identification. Now here's a real-world tip. Banking approval can sometimes take longer for non-residents. So having complete and consistent documentation speeds everything up. If your paperwork is clean, approval is usually straightforward. If not, delays happen. Now let's talk about costs, because this is something every entrepreneur wants to understand. Starting a company in Greece is relatively affordable compared to many EU countries, but costs depend on legal structure, notary involvement, and accounting services. The IC structure usually has moderate setup costs, plus ongoing accounting expenses. But here's the key insight. The real cost is not just registration. It is compliance. Accounting, tax filing, and legal maintenance are ongoing requirements. Now let's talk about taxes in a simple way. Greece applies corporate tax on company profits. There are also VAT obligations for applicable businesses. On top of that, social contributions may apply depending on structure and employment status. But here's the simple version. You earn revenue, subtract expenses, calculate profit, and taxes apply to that profit. And if you structure things properly, you can legally reduce taxable income through business expenses. Now let's go over the most common mistakes. The first mistake is choosing the wrong legal structure. Many people pick sole proprietorship when they actually need liability protection. The second mistake is incomplete documentation. Missing translations or inconsistent details can delay registration. The third mistake is ignoring tax planning until after incorporation. And the fourth mistake is not understanding CAD codes properly, which leads to restrictions in business activity. Now here's the biggest mistake of all. The biggest mistake foreign entrepreneurs make in Greece is assuming the process is fully digital and instant. In reality, several steps still involve manual verification, tax offices, or legal review. If you expect instant approval, you will mismanage timelines. Now, let's simplify everything into a clear flow so you can remember it. You choose your structure. You define your business activity. You prepare your documents. You obtain your tax number. You draft company statutes. You register with GEMII. You activate tax registration. You open a bank account. And then you operate legally. That is the complete system. Now let's talk timelines. If everything is prepared correctly, company formation in Greece can take anywhere from a few days to a few weeks. Foreign founders may take longer depending on documentation readiness and tax registration processing. But most delays are avoidable with proper preparation. Now let's wrap this up. Starting a company in Greece in 2026 is absolutely achievable, especially for international founders. The system is structured, but once you understand the order of operations, it becomes very manageable. The key is preparation, correct structure selection, and consistent documentation. And here's the final takeaway. Greece rewards clarity and compliance. If you set things up properly from the beginning, you can operate smoothly within the EU market and build a strong foundation for growth. If this guide helped you, like this video, leave a comment with your business idea, and subscribe for more step-by-step guides like this. This is exactly the kind of clarity most new founders need before starting in Europe.